Happy Tuesday, everybody. It's Sarah Gallagher here, checking in early on this week. Usually I do a Monday. Today is a Tuesday because yesterday I wasn't in the headspace to talk to you guys. First of all, because I was pretty busy with my clients in our group coaching session yesterday, which was marvelous. I love our group sessions. If you haven't known about it, we have our own private membership group where we get together every Monday at 9:30 a.m. EST. It is part of a 6-week program where we are learning to get ourselves together, figure out who we are, what the next steps are, and really get a blueprint for getting our peace and our spark in life back to know what is going on and how to do it. Which honestly, there's not much any manual out there for solo widowed parents. So I've created it and I am sharing it with the group. If you would like to be a part of this for the next round, let me know. Do hashtag Phoenix in the comments. I will get back to you as soon as possible about the information for the group. But today I am talking about the fact that it's okay to lose your stuff when your kids drive you nuts. And one of the reasons I didn't talk to you yesterday is because honestly, yesterday, Monday morning, was a bit of a S show for myself. It was Monday. The kids were tired. Nobody was getting up to do their stuff on time. We had literally had to go out the door in 5 minutes to get them to school on time. Nobody had put their lunches together. Nobody had done their dishes. Somebody had forgotten their socks. It was just a chaos. And I felt like I can't do this. I can't do this. And so I told them, like, you have to do your dishes. You have to put your lunch together. You have to do the things you didn't do yesterday and didn't do this today because you had to, and because I'm not doing it for you anymore. My kids are 7 and 11. When they were babies, I would have to do all the things for them all the time, and being a solo parent is exhausting. But if something fell down, it was up to me to make sure it was okay. When they were older, I was like, okay, you know what? You're supposed to be responsible for your own stuff. You have your list. You know what's going on. I don't want to have to do your stuff for you. And it's frustrating as a solo parent, especially on a Monday morning where you have all this stuff to do. You have clients, you have meetings, you have your own personal stuff to do. You got to do laundry. It doesn't ever go away. So it'd be nice to know if your kids, your older kids at least, can do something to help you out. Because if you're also dealing with a baby at the same time, you are responsible for them and any of the puke they do as they're eating breakfast. Anyway, so I lost my stuff. I decided that my kids are not leaving the house until they do the stuff they have to do, which meant they were late and they were upset. But those are the consequences. And I was going to make sure they actually did what they did. Because I didn't want to have to clean up their messes later on, which would put me into even a worse mood. However, after I had my big blowout and I felt absolutely terrible, I had an opportunity to say, listen, you know what? I'm going to walk with school for you. I could have just shut the door. I could have just said, go ahead, go out, do your stuff. I'm mad. I'm going to sit in my madness. But I had to stop. And I had to give myself grace and say, listen, I have so much going on. I am a solo parent. I'm doing the best I freaking can. People mess up. They messed up. I messed up. But I have to say, as the parent, say, okay, listen, I have to own my own stuff. If I'm saying my kids have to own their own stuff, and I want to be able to stand by that, I have to own my own stuff. I effed up. So I had to take a break. And okay, we're going to walk together. I need to break myself. I need to walk off this anger and walk off this frustration because otherwise I'm going to sit in it all day. If I don't walk them to school, then they're going to sit with it all day. So I had to give myself grace. I had to forgive myself for losing my stuff, but then I had to repair. Not just with myself, which was very important. You have to forgive yourself. You have to repair back in yourself. For me, it's going for a walk to get rid of that energy and feel better myself because I had stuff to do afterwards. But I had to repair things with my kids, which meant I had to walk with them. I had to apologize to them. They had to get their forgiveness for me. And then I had to in turn forgive them, right? Because they didn't do what they're supposed to do. They effed up too. Having them own that, but also forgive them for it and have them forgive themselves. That was repairing. That was all repairing. So then at the end of the day, of course, I still felt bad about it because even though I went about my normal day, it's still here, right? And I held on to it. And when I went to school to pick them up afterwards, which I don't always do, but today or yesterday, I decided to do it because I felt bad. And I wanted to check in with them. And my son came up first. He's like, oh, Mom, how you doing here? And you're not here very often. And we talked to him and I asked him, are you okay? Did you hang on to it yourself? And he's like, no, it's okay. And even if he did for a little bit, I know that he was able to ingest that because I repaired with him and I helped him repair within himself at the same time. And then when my daughter came out, again, she's 7, she's in grade 1. So she came out, I'm like, asked her how she was doing. She's like, yeah, I'm fine, all good, la 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 la, because that's who she is. Which also gave me grace to give myself even more forgiveness. Because honestly, people do this. People lose their stuff. And if you are a solo parent, I mean, mothers alone lose their stuff, right? Mothers by themselves for 5 seconds will lose their stuff. You are not alone for 5 seconds. You have everything on your shoulders all the time. So much pressure. It's inevitable that you're going to crack, that you're going to have these days where you're like, oh, I can't do this, and you explode. It's not the best thing, but when you do that, you have to be able to say, okay, why did I do this? How can I make this better? And the first thing you have to do with that is forgive yourself. Give yourself grace, forgive yourself, repair within yourself. Then repair with your kids. Forgive them, let them forgive themselves, and repair. So that being said, I know this is very tough, for especially as you're solo parenting, and I know it's really hard for you to feel that you are the only person. So I wanted to reach out to say, listen, I know where you're at. I know what's going on. I have been teaching this kind of stuff since 2018. I'd love to be able to help you with it. That being said, I also want you to know that I have all these different resources that can help you. One of the resources that I do have, which is how to raise your grieving children, right? One of the things in that package, it's a 3-4 video package. I'm adding to it all the time. I'm adding more content. I'm refining it. One of the things in there is how to raise resilient children, which includes all of this part. It includes not just helping them be resilient when the tough stuff happens, as is going to, even more so for your kids, because they are grieving and they have no father or mother in their life and you're the solo parent, but also how to build that resilience in you. So if you'd like to know more information about that, let me know. Put down comment resilience resilient kids in the comments so I can make sure I'm getting you the right information. I'd love to be able to help you out to see if this course can be good for you. It's a do it on your own, add to it all the time. It's part of a bigger group, a package, but I can give you an idea of what at least that one video is to see if that works for you, and we can go from there. Also, I want to let you know, again, for this grouping coaching that we do, is part of the membership group where you get to be able to talk to other people about this. We had a huge discussion all about this yesterday. It was supposed to be 45 minutes. We ended up being at least close to an hour because we had so much to do talking about this, how we deal with this ourselves, and then doing the next thing, which is building on what we were talking about all those past couple of weeks now. We're going to continue the next couple of weeks about figuring out your next steps in lives and figuring out who you are and your new identity. I would love to be able to have you on our next session, which isn't going to be starting until end of June, I think, at this point. If you would like to know more information about that, be able to get more involved in this group, our private membership group, where we talk about that specifically. It's a very closed container. It's extremely supportive. It's actionable steps, all of that. So there's 2 things you can do right now. You can put down #Phoenix to get more information about the group, or you can put down #resilient kids, and I'll help you understand how to help your resilient kids and yourself when you have these breakdowns and you lose your S, and you need to understand how to give grace, forgive, and repair. All right, those were my weekly thoughts today. I will talk to you later in the group. I hope you have the rest of a good day, okay? And if you screw up, that's okay. Forgive.